Hey, it's wild out there. And it's tax time. For some it's fun, for many it's not. Today's, as you might know, remember, it's our first Wednesday in the month, and we had an office meeting today. And today we had a speaker whose name is Stuart Levy. He's a CPA, and he introduced us to some of the new laws that are coming up hi, Mary, you might want to listen to this. This is very interesting. There's a new law that says, April 15th is usually the date that we have to file our taxes. And LA County is part of a disaster county. And because of that, we have an extension. The extension was actually till May 15th. And as of yesterday, that is extension till October 15th. So if you end up getting your taxes done and find out that you owe money, which happens, you have until October 15th to pay your taxes. Do make sure you go ahead and do an extension, just in case. But you might want to start paying those taxes and working that out. But wow, the laws change amazingly. He said that there was like 4 laws that have already changed since January. Those of you who receive those the middle class tax credit gift cards, originally they were going to make them taxable. Now they decided they're not going to be taxable, which is good for those who receive that income. So we went over, if you're self-employed, some of the items that you can still write off. Think of things that, for instance, if I make a contribution to a company, being my company, being me, Carol Gillis, the realtor, I would be able to consider it a write-off because it's part of doing business. But do check with your tax person just to make sure. Anything having to do with taxes, I highly recommend that you hire somebody. I've been with a tax company for, since hi Brian, how are you doing today? I've been with the same tax company since the late 70s. And even though the gentleman that I was working with is now deceased, one of his partners is the person I'm working with now. And because of COVID, when COVID started, instead of going in to be a face-to-face because they're not local, I actually get to email everything, and then we're on the phone for about an hour and a half. So, and it's become like a family affair. So we get to check in with each other every year to see how we're doing. So anyway, he did say that the software that that he uses is similar to the software that TurboTax uses, so that if you're a TurboTax user, it's a good software program to work with. But if you're going to be doing write-offs, if you have any kind of a write-off, I would think that you'd want to hire a professional to work with you, especially being self-employed. The other thing he talked about is to remind those who sell their personal residence. When you sell your personal residence, no matter what you buy afterwards, you do have property gain to deal with. Each individual has a $250,000 deduction from the amount of gain. So let's say you purchased a property years ago for $200,000, and now it's worth $1.2 million. So that's $1 million worth of gain, and of that, as a single person, it's $250. So you're only paying taxes on $750. Or if it's a couple, you've been there from 2 to 5 years, the last 2 to 5 years, then you get to take off. It's $500,000 of taxable gain that you're paying on. But do check with your tax person, and if you're going to sell, before you sell, do check with your tax person is what I recommend to all my clients. So today is tax day. I'm going to turn this around just a touch because if you are looking for a local someone to do your taxes, here's Stuart's card. He's local here in Torrance. And it's a very wild Wednesday because the winds are up again today. Oh my gosh, what a weather pattern we've had. But I'm here, I'm available if you have any real estate questions. Just in the theater world, the Torrance Theater Company, I don't remember the name. Our next play is going to be in April. If you're down in San Pedro, Little Fish Theater has a play going on. You may want to take advantage. You don't have to go up to the Pantages to go to see everything if you're local to the South Bay. Thanks, Mary. Thank you so much. Anyway, have a great Wild Wednesday. I'll see you next week. Bye.